Showtime.
In 1975, he became Hollywood's biggest star. And in 1978, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, he resurfaced. This summer, for the first time, the terror of Jaws will not stop at the edge of the screen. The all-new Jaws 3D, rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.
Hey everyone, P. Rich from Hatchet Boys. Tonight I'm going to be reviewing Jaws 3D, 1983 horror thriller directed by Joe Alves. Reach a new depths of terror. It's more like reach a new depths of laughter. But holy shit, this movie, it's too funny. Too funny. It's pretty hilarious. So I will kick off the synopsis here. After a young great white shark finds its way into a sea theme park managed by Calvin Bouchard, played by Gossett Jr., workers try to capture it, but the facility's attempt to keep the shark in captivity has dire consequences. A much larger mother shark appears in search of its offspring. Among those who must battle the great white shark are marine biologist Catherine Morgan, played by Bess Armstrong, her co-worker Mike Brody, played by Dennis Quaid, and a pair of dolphins. Shit, I'll get all into that crazy shit there. Alright, so several years after Chief Brody electrocuted the shark at Cable Junction, his sons Mike and Sean are now working in different roles at SeaWorld. Mike is working as a park engineer and considering marrying his girlfriend, Catherine Morgan. Sean is also involved with the park's water skier, Kelly Ann. SeaWorld is about to open a massive undersea kingdom, which will bring visitors closer to marine life than ever before. The park is accessible from the ocean by a series of gates, one of which the gate malfunctions. A young great white shark swims through the gate, and when a maintenance driver heads down to fix the gate, he does not return. The young great white shark is captured and placed in a tank, but soon dies. Despite Catherine's best efforts to save it. More alarming is the young shark's massive 30-foot mother, which has followed the baby shark into the lagoon. The maintenance diver's body has been recovered. It isn't long before the huge shark begins wreaking havoc, and Mike and Catherine, along with SeaWorld manager Calvin Bouchard and photographer Philip Fitzroyce, must find, or all the guests are pretty much eaten and fucked. The premise, like the concept of this movie, it's not bad. I do like the thought of this, the premise of this movie's not bad. It's just, I honestly don't think it should be a Jaws movie. It should be a standalone movie on its own. But even then, the way they made it probably still would have fucking sucked. But anyways, Jaws 3D. This film made use of 3D technology in the 80s amongst other horror films at the time, such as Friday 13th Part 3, Amityville 3D. Cinema audiences could wear cardboard polarized 3D glasses to create the illusion of elements penetrate the screen. It kind of would have been interesting to see go to the cinemas to see a movie in 3D back then. Like I know you get them nowadays, but it would be way better nowadays too. But just like the whole experience back then, and see some of these horror movies in 3D would have been kind of cool. But I mean, Friday 13th, 3D, and like even in some scenes in Jaws 3D, uh, it was just their vocal points on the 3D stuff. It's just shit. It's horrible, man. It looks like shit and it's stupid too. Well, basically, it looks like shit a lot because you watch it on the TV. I mean, it could look different back then in the cinema, but their vocal points, I find, like in Friday 13th Part 3, it's just shit. They like doing all stupid stuff like a yo-yo or something completely ridiculous. Uh, yeah, I do like Friday 13th Part 3D. It's a good movie. I liked it. Anyways, so yeah, I just find even in Jaws with some of the vocal points they focus on the 3D stuff, and this movie's just shit too. Like, I mean, there's some good things, but I'll get into that more after. So the producers David Brown and Richard Zanuck from the first two films originally pitched the second Jaws sequel as a spoof named Jaws 3 People Zero. Like, come on, man. That would have been funny to see. I think would have been funny to see. Just like a movie, it'd be funny. And I wonder if you get some of these scenes that were written in that script in this one, because I mean, this movie's fucking hilarious. It's not trying to be, but the way it was made, it was just, oh, it's too funny. Um, yeah, so Maddie Simmons, fresh off the success of National Lampoon's Animal House, that was an alright movie. I thought it was alright. Uh, the yeah, it was brought in producer with Brown and Zanuck, taking the executive producer roles. John Hughes and Todd Carell were writers for the script. The project was shut down by Universal Studios. Of course it was, right? I mean, yeah, like um, John Hughes, like he made a lot of great comedy movies. Like I think it'd be interesting to see what Jaws 3 People Zero would have been like. Anyways, so my first impression of Jaws was what a piece of shit. Like I was what? I must have been 8 or 9. I loved horror movies, but yeah, my mother, she was the one who showed me Jaws: The Revenge. That was the first Jaws movie I'd seen growing up, and I liked that one. And she showed me the original Jaws 1975. Loved that even more. Like then I watched Jaws 2. I really enjoyed that one. Uh, and then, yeah, I was at the movie store. I remember one day and go through the horror section. I love horror movies. And I see Jaws 3D, and I'm like, yeah, I want to rent this one. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I love Jaws. And she's like, okay. And then I get back home and watch it. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, what a piece of shit movie this is. Like, what is this? Like, from the first right to the end, I was like, what the fuck is this? I mean, there's no suspense. There's no scary parts. There's no jump scares. They try to do jump scares, but they failed. it's oh man, this movie is just it's brutal. And and then you get the dolphins, and it's like, what am I watching here? Like Flipper, and then you get like the odd scene of the shark. I mean, and even the shark looks so fake. It's like clips of real sharks, and then you get the fake shark, but it looks too fake. It looks faker than the second and the first ones. But anyways, oh, it's just unforgivable. Like, just it's so laughable. This movie. Um, yeah. So the characters, like Mike Brody, played Dennis Quaid. Bess Armstrong, played by Catherine Morgan. Philip Fitzroyce, played by Simon McCorkin. Uh, Calvin Bishard as Louis Gossett Jr. John Putch as Sean Brody. And Kellyanne as Lay Thompson. She's good. She was in Back to the Future. I mean, she played Marty's mom. I always thought she was a pretty good actress. Yeah, Dennis Quaid. He's a good actor too. I like Dennis Quaid. Uh, yeah, this film, Dennis Quaid said that he was so high on coke in every frame of this movie, and yeah, I don't blame him. I mean, you probably would have to be on a lot of blow to do this movie. So yeah, like every scene you see Dennis Quaid in, he's high on coke. Yeah, it's funny. And this is back in '83, so the early '80s, like that's when coke got huge. Like I do believe '79, 1980s when it was like a academic, it just blew up, right? Yeah, I can see that. The actor of this movie wasn't that great. Like, good cast of actors. Like, not the best cast of actors, but you got some good ones in here. Like Louis Gossett Jr. He's good. Dennis Quaid, like I said, is good. Lane Thompson is good. Yeah, like you get some good actors in here. It's just what they were given is just shit, and it's like I don't know. But the styles of the characters did fit. Mike Brody wasn't that great at times. Like he was alright at the end of the movie when he's trying to get everybody out of the park. That part's like that whole scene where he's trying to get everybody out of the park. It almost seems more like comedic than serious, to be honest. In some of those parts, like oh man, yeah, and like when he's driving the golf cart around and he what's it? And he wipes out. Like that, even that part was funny. This movie's just too fucking funny, and yeah, it's kind of laughable. And Catherine Morgan was alright as well. She was great with the dolphins and trying to contain the baby shark when it was dying. Yeah, she played her part well. Like she did seem like a marine biologist. She did. It was kind of convincing. I liked her acting. I mean, there's some scenes in the movie where it's just like, okay, come on, uh, yeah, and yeah, I like Philip Fitzroyce, played by Simon McCorkin. I liked his character. It was believable. He's like a photographer. He's the second antagonist in this movie, but he's not that bad of a bad guy. Like, you know what I mean? He's all about the money, yeah, and like media coverage and get his fame, right? But he's overly not that too bad. Like, yeah, he wants to brag about his research and everything. I mean, he's an ocean photographer and a photographer. Yeah, he's in it for the money and everything. But I mean, he's not that bad. Like, he's my favorite character in this film for sure. Just because, like, just because he's got knowledge of like sea creatures, right? He's got the knowledge of yeah various sea creatures. So he knows a lot about like sharks and whatever, right? And I find there's quite a few scenes in this movie where, well, when you first see him with the grenades and he's just like he wants to kill it, yeah, for sure, but he still wants to film like footage of the shark. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, he's my favorite for sure. Uh, all right, so sorry. For the technical elements of this film, the camera work was shitty. The vocals, the points I said in the movie are just poorly done. Some of the underwater scenes in the movie was filmed good. I like the camera work for those scenes for sure. Um, the 3D work, yeah, camera work was so damn bad. The fish head at the beginning of the movie. Okay, I just want to mention something here. This is my third time trying to do this video. It's like, why should I even bother doing it like the third time? Well, I got two strikes for put this video up before because I was playing clips. I'm guessing that's why. And I played clips of my previous videos. I don't know why they gave me strikes for it. I have no idea why. But anyways, so I'm not sure if I'm able to put clips in. I mean, everybody puts clips of their videos, and why are they getting strikes? I don't know. Whatever. But screw it, I'll do it anyways. Let's see. Uh, so like I'll say, like these 3D moments, like the fish head at the like you get the POV shot of the shark, and then it's like go through the water. It goes by fish, and then it bites a fish. And I like the crunch noises in this movie when the shark like starts like eating people and stuff. Like you hear the crunching sound, and it sounds cool. I like it. Other than that, the sound sucks. Uh, yeah, even like the music, it's not the greatest in this. But yeah, so and then you see like this fish head just turn it for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's like, oh, okay, come on. There's two decent kills in this movie I like. Uh, the maintenance diver's head. Um, well, he's like trying to the gate got left open, but he's trying to close the gate, and the shark comes up and starts eating him. And then you just see the jaws of the shark, and then some blood, and the guy screaming. And and then you see his arm floating there, floating up to the camera, but it's in 3D. So that wasn't too bad. I don't mind that one too bad, but the rest of the 3D stuff in the movie, it is just brutal. Uh, I'll just go over it and then yeah. Uh, the little yellow submarine, it looks so fake. If you ever see like the old 60s Star Trek, like man, the USS Enterprise looked way better than this. Like the the edit is so off. Like the submarine when it's turned around, like you'll see it and it starts to turn around, and then the front of it just disappears. Like that's just how bad the editing is. It looked brutal. The next scene, where all the guests are going down to the tunnel, like the underwater, like lagoon thing, and then you see they're looking out the window, and you see the diver's head come up, and then the girl gets pushed up against the glass, but she's like, and the diver's head's like, it's fucking hilarious that scene. It's too funny, man. I love it. Uh, and the shark goes in reverse in this movie. I mean, come on. Seriously? Like, yeah, sharks could swim backwards. Yeah, they can do that. But not like the scene in this movie where it's just like you see the shark like go full force into like the part where Mike and Catherine are like go down into the dolphins like cage or whatever. But anyways, the shark comes in real fast, and it looks like even that. I mean, it didn't look too bad for 1 second, and then until you see that shark go back in reverse like a fucking car going in reverse, it's like, oh, okay. Oh man, and just that whole part is ridiculous. Oh, and then they get a ride with Sandy and Cindy. They saved the fucking day, man. It's like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, come on. Like, and then uh the restaurant scene, that's hilarious too. It's like the restaurant scene uh where Calvin's in the restaurant, and then Mike and Catherine come in, and they're like, Catherine's trying to say like that maintenance diver was killed in the park. The baby shark was killed in the park. Like the once they recovered the body of the diver, they saw the bite radius, and she's like, "It's a meter long." And the guy, Fitzroyce is like, uh, "That's like a 35 life belt of a shark." And yeah, but anyways, okay. So Catherine's going on. She's like, the maintenance diver was found in the park. The baby shark was in the park. So that means the map is in the park. But it's hilarious. And then you see the shark, like a POV going up towards like the restaurant. And it's like, I swear, man. It's like they play it off as if like the shark is looking for Brody. It's like, where's Brody? Oh my God. And then they're all like, there it is. And even Brody's like, there it is. And then it just like swims to the next window, and everybody's like, oh, like scared of it. And then it just swims off. And that scene is just, it's ridiculous as well. And then the last and final, like, scene of this movie in the control room. I mean, it's just watch Dennis Quaid and Catherine's face. Just how they're just like, ooh. Well, when you see this fake shark, this looks like the fakest shark in cinematic history. I swear to God, it does. It looks so fake, and it's like a shark floating in space, and it smashes through the glass, and this is supposed to be 3D, but it looks so bad. The glass smashes, and the shark's still just floating there, like stuck there. And then it goes in, and then you see all the water coming, and this is when they kill the shark. And it's not the worst, but it's still pretty bad. Quick, my favorite kill in this movie is Fitzroyce. Uh, they did that really done well. They did that like really well. I give the movie props for that because that kill is probably one of the, well, like, yeah, you can't top off the first one. None of those kills, but this one I'd say is probably better than all the kills in the first one, or I mean the second one. Where Fitzroy's, this is so stupid. Like they try to lock the shark into the pipe, and then they're going to turn off the pumps so the it'll drown itself or something like that. Okay, so Fitzroyce has a lifeline tied up to the ladder on the other side. So Fitzroyce is going through this tunnel, and the shark is through the tunnel too, trying to chase after Fitzroy's biting. Its mouth is just going up and down the whole time, swimming through it. And Fitzroy's, like the line, the rope gets untied, and it must be because of the pump. I'm not sure why it blows him back, but somehow he's just like, whoa, into the shark's mouth. It's so fucking stupid. But anyways, so he's in the shark's mouth, and the shark just keeps opening its mouth up and down, crushing him. But it's just like the visual effects of that, how it was done. It's done so well. Like you see like the camera, like the like of looking out the shark's mouth, and it's closing, and then up and down, and it's crushing Fitzroy's. It was just I thought it was done well, and it's uh. So yeah, back at the end of the movie. So Fitzroyce is still in the shark's mouth. Every time the shark opens its mouth, it's like uh, you see Fitzroyce and he has a grenade in his hand. So yeah, Mike Brody bends like the a piece of metal to like make a little hook, and he's trying to like fish the grenade to pull the pin from in the shark's mouth. And the shark is like it broke through the control room, but it's stuck in one spot. It can't move. It can only move so much in the control room. And anyways, okay, so he finally pulls the pin and it explodes. It blows the shark up. Not too bad. It's alright. It's kind of whatever. But then you see like the 3D jaws and it looks so fake and it's like, but it's just the way it was done. It looks shitty. Alright? And then you get the like it's like basically the end of the movie. They save the day, and then they're like, "Oh, where's the dolphins? Where's Sydney and Sandy? Where are they? Where are they?" They're all concerned about these fucking dolphins. Yeah, sure, dolphins are great. I love dolphins, but then it's like, and then it's like, oh, there they are. They just come up right out of the water, do their tricks, and then it's like, but then it's like, oh no, we have just enough time for one more 3D. And then you see like the fucking dolphins spinning around each city and Sandy. Like at the end of the movie, they're like, yeah. And then you see like the dolphins just spinning around. It's like, oh my god. What the fuck did I just watch? Do I recommend this movie? Fuck no. No, I don't. It sucks. It really does suck. Like I said, there's like one good kill, well, two good kills. The 3D shit. It's just, it's brutal. You get good actors, but they're not that great. Uh, yeah, so I don't recommend this movie. If you just want to say you watched all the Jaws movies, okay. And if you want to laugh your ass off at it the whole entire time, yeah, okay. And then it's just so many ridiculous parts. Like the part where you get the coral thieves. It's like, why is there coral thieves? And it's like they're in a little like blow up raft, like rowboat, and they're sneaking in at night, and one of them's diving down to steal coral, and they're like, "We get $200 for a piece of coral." It's so stupid. But anyways, they both end up getting killed in the water, getting eaten. You don't see anything. All you see is like the little boat deflate. Is like it's like, oh my god, are you fucking? It's basically what this movie's like, just like that. It just, anyways. Yeah, if you just want to watch Jaws 3 and say you saw it, do it. But I'll recommend this movie. Its budget was $20 billion. It's pretty big. Its overall success, not the best, not the worst. It's not like horrible. 87 million. I think it almost made 90 million. Like really close to it. Yeah, it was like almost $88 million or something like that. Yeah, what do I rate this movie? I give it a 3 out of 10, and that's it, and that is it for me. I just, yeah, that's it for me. I can't do it. I can't give it like anything higher than a three. Yeah. All right. Well, that's Jaws 3D. All right. So, well, thanks for watching Hatchet Boys, and see you all next time. Bye.